Hey, good morning, everybody. Maybe it's not morning, maybe it's evening, so good evening. You'd be watching this in the afternoon. Whatever it is, if there's a time that you're watching this, good time to you. So, this drawing that I'm working on today is part of a book or a series of prints. I'm not really sure what it's going to be, but the series is called The ABCs of Pro Wrestling. This drawing happens to be H. H is for heel. If you're unfamiliar with pro wrestling terminology, which, I mean, hopefully you're not because it's awesome, but if you are, then, okay, so H is for heel. The heel is the bad guy. He's the bad guy in pro wrestling. So you've always got a good guy called the face, which happens to be my F, and the H is heel. I'm working at 8.5 by 11 at 300 ppi. I want to do that so that I can print it out to size. So on the right of the screen, you'll also see that I've got that big list of brushes. Most of my brushes that I use consistently, at least for this style, I have gotten from Kyle T. Webster, and you can find his brushes at kylebrush.com. I have plenty of them. I have watercolor brushes by him. I've got these inking brushes. They're all really good. They feel very natural, so I can't recommend him more. I'll try to put a link in the description for his website, and you should at least go check him out. He's always got good deals for people who buy his brushes, and he's always updating them and giving up the new updates for free too, so he's awesome. All right. Now, as I'm drawing, I'm also kind of, I am paying attention to my sketch underneath, but I'm also allowing for the ability to kind of go past it. I like to keep it really low opacity so that I don't have to be married to it, and I can just kind of mess around with it if need be. Yeah, so this dude is like screaming at somebody on the microphone. In my mind, I'm saying he's screaming at the crowd. Some of my favorite bad guys in wrestling were guys like Ravishing Rick Rude. If you're unfamiliar with this guy, please just do yourself a favor and go open up a new tab and hook yourself up with some Ravishing Rick Rude. Old WWF kind of promos, anything that you can get with this guy. He was such a weirdo, and he would just get the crowd so riled up by the things that he would say to them. So that's kind of what I'm imagining. Obviously, this guy doesn't have the same kind of angle as Ravishing Rick Rude, but he's definitely saying some things that are instigating audience hate. As I was designing this guy, I was also thinking of like kind of a more macabre type evil wrestler who would be hated by the crowd, who would be always after the good guys, the faces, and he would kind of be that evil. That would be the prime motivator for the good guys to kind of come after. So if I'm making an ABC book and I want those like kind of archetypal ideas to come forward, I really want to like push that idea of like this guy's really really bad. And as you can see, the crowd is throwing trash at him, which was a pretty common thing. I don't think it happens as much as it used to. Uh, I used to have a Volkswagen mechanic who was like super super into wrestling in the 70s and 80s, and he used to go visit um, this place called the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, and he said that he saw this dude named Superstar Billy Graham, and he used to scream at the audience and really just incite them to come down and attack him.
and they would throw trash into the ring. Guys would jump out of their seats. They were getting so aggressive with him, which was not smart because this dude was like 350 pounds, 6'6". And back then, they would just toss dudes. They would toss people right out of the ring if they jumped in. It was definitely not as sanctioned as it is today, um, for better or for worse. In my mind, it's worse. So this guy definitely lives in a universe where jumping over the guardrail is still totally normal, and he's expecting that. Oh yeah, check out the chest hair. Chest hair is definitely mandatory, um, as are butt cheek ripples. You need that in your pants, because if not, how are people going to know that your butt cheek is there? So you're going to be able to tell when the camera pulls out a little bit, in a moment, that the layout of this is kind of laid out how, if you're familiar with Big Daddy Roth, he's like one of my biggest uh, motivators and inspirations for even continuing drawing. Um, he was an amazing fabricator of cars as well as a cartoonist. He's really famous for the cartoon Ratfink. It was kind of his mascot, and he had these real crazy, wild out monster drawings in the 60s and 70s up until, I mean, up until the 2000s. He was still working. Um, and I remember my pops used to take me to the Pomona swap meet, and we would go up and down the aisles of like old car parts and stuff, and that was really fun. But what I really, really loved about that was turning the corner and seeing this pop-up tent with just tons of these old Ratfink shirts. I mean, they were new, but they had these old 60s styles of graphics. And this guy named Bert the Shirt Grimm was selling them. He was like an amazing salesman, one, but it's easy when you're selling stuff that is awesome. So, yeah, he was fantastic. Really sweet guy, and he kind of gave me my first history lesson on weirdo drawings and this culture, this kind of Ratfink culture that was built around Ed Roth's style and ideas and kind of monster drawings and all that stuff. So that stuff really stuck with me. I even had like a huge portfolio of this stuff when I went to art school, and somehow it got me into art school, so that's cool. Uh, Anyhow, this whole book is kind of laid out like the more simple posters and T-shirt graphics that Big Daddy used to put out. Just because I guess my brain is kind of like wired that way, and it really feels natural and feels really fun for me to do it that way. So I wanted to share that with my kid, and um, yeah, I hope that he'll enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. Hopefully I'll be able to produce all these things real quickly so that we can get them printed and put out, maybe even make shirts. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now it's just super fun to make them, and yeah. Now you'll see I keep switching back and forth with my screen just to check proportion. I like doing that. If I'm drawing on paper, and I'm doing an ink drawing on paper, I'll do that in the mirror, or I'll turn it upside down just to see if my proportions are correct. If I'm looking at it, it just gives you fresh eyes. You should try it. It's very, very helpful to see if you've gotten what you're trying to put across. That's basically the end of the drawing. Now I was just kind of cleaning little things up, cleaning up the layout, turning off all my guide layers and just adding in the shakiness. Oh, he's shaking. He's so angry. Ooh, I'm so mad. Um, kind of detailing out some stuff. I liked using a sketch layer on this one. Sometimes I don't even use that, but this one was nice because I really liked my sketch. A lot of times I'll just go right off of it, but oh yeah, fix that nose. I like the weird floppiness of it, but there was something weird, so gotta fix that. Anyway, thank you guys for liking and commenting on the video. Please feel free to share your art links with me. You can find my stuff at itsbillmain.blogspot.com. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.